Well, consider me thoroughly shocked when out of nowhere, Valve have come out with the steel chair off the top ropes with what they're classifying as a small update, which will have huge ramifications for how we play Counter-Strike. With economy changes both to the CT and T side, a huge rework to Vertigo, a huge rework and nerf to Molotovs, and in a groundbreaking change the likes of which we have never seen in the history of gaming, chickens have received new animations. Add on some bug fixes and some quality of life changes and you got yourself a hot, spicy patch fresh off the presses. So don't go anywhere. We're going to break down the entire patch so you know what you need to know going into your games tonight so you can dominate, take over, absolutely show those silvers who's boss. But before we do that, make sure you guys take a second, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps out immensely the YouTube algorithm. The vast majority of you who watch these videos are not subscribed, so make sure you do it as it costs you nothing. While you're down there, consider becoming a channel member for $5 a month. You can support me directly in what we do here, gain access to exclusive emblems, emotes, a shout out at the end of every video, as well as access to new uploads the night before they go live for everybody else. Lastly, check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/LionHeartZ1337. I stream Sunday through Friday, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be playing Counter-Strike tonight. New patch, new me. I'm going to be hitting global in the next 5 minutes, so make sure you guys come in and support me along the way. And let's get into the patch notes. Alright, so first things first, we're going to jump around a little bit because the patch notes are separated a bit weirdly. We're going to talk about all the changes to Molotovs and Incendiary grenades first. Now with Incendiary grenades, they have differentiated them from Molotovs for the first time. They now have their own unique explosion and flame visual effects. On top of that, the Incendiary grenade specifically for the CT side has a reduced duration, a reduced area that is covered by the flames, and the price has come down from $600 to $500. On top of that, both Molotov and Incendiary grenades have had the maximum height of the flames lowered, and they now decrease over time. So it's seen over the top of fire is now much more consistent, and there's less visual clutter when you're peeking over the top in game. So I think people might downplay just how significant of a change this is. First off, differentiating between the Molotov and the Incendiary is actually really genius. The more they do this, the more it helps with visual clarity and your ability to tell what's going on. When you see Molotovs in a corridor, you can tell at a glance what is a CT Incendiary versus a T-side Molotov now. So that's huge for the intel game. And on top of that, traditionally Incendiaries are better than Molotovs because denying space is better for the CTs than it is for the Ts on the whole. So reducing the size and the duration for the CT specifically makes CT side nade stacking less oppressive. Again, think Banana on Inferno. So this is a great way of differentiating between the two, allowing the Molotov on the T side to maintain its role to clear out specific corners and setups, while also reducing the overall effectiveness of fire for the CTs. It's a great set of changes. And by far the best part to me is the reduced visual clutter and the reduced height of the Molotov and Incendiary. You can really see this. It was such a pain in the ass to see over Molotovs, especially if grenades were going off in the chaos of a round. Just being able to see what's going on behind the Molotov was so difficult, and making that easier, making that clearer for people to react, I think it's just such a huge net positive for the game because it reduces moments where players feel like they got cheated out of a kill. And the more you can make the game feel fair, the more you should do it. Alright, now that's out of the way, let's talk economy changes, because as someone who has been the #1 hater of the current state of the economy, I am a very happy camper right now. First off, Valve have reduced the Terrorist Team Award when the bomb was planted, but you go on to lose the round, from 800 to 600. This is Valve taking a direct shot at one of the most annoying things about the current state of Counter-Strike, and that's as the CTs. If you win the pistol round, but you allowed the bomb plant, almost every single time, the Ts had a better potential second round buy than you could, because the Galil and the AK are so cheap, and the MAC-10 is so damn good. Ts could buy up on the second round after a bomb plant and be just as strong, if not arguably stronger, than what the CTs could bring to the forefront, because CT rifles are too expensive, so oftentimes you had to half buy to try and get your utility and go down to a sub. And suddenly the playing field is way more even, whereas it shouldn't be because you just won the first round of the game. Now on the surface, $200 doesn't seem like a significant change. However, you gotta consider what kind of money you're walking away with. Let's just assume to start your pistol round on the T side, you bought armor, you have 150 left over, you are the one who plants the bomb, and you guys go on to lose that round. For planting the bomb, you yourself get an extra $300. You also get the $1,900 of loss bonus, plus the $800 previously for planting the bomb but losing the round. That means you gained a net total of $3,000 for that round for losing. compared to the 3,500 that the CTs got for winning the round with the defuse. There's only a $500 difference between winning and losing, all because you managed to get the site and get the plant down. That is such a huge, drastic difference, because if you didn't get the plant down, all you got was $1,900. Your money is being nearly cut in half. And think about what you can do with that money. With 3K, you can buy Mac 10, armor, smoke, 2 flashes. You can buy Galil, armor, flash. You could even just go for an AK and toss that to a teammate who buys armor. There's a lot you can do with that money to get a very competent buy on the second round. Reducing it by $200 makes that buy much more restrictive and gives CTs a further economic advantage on the first round. Is it going to be a drastic change? I don't think so, but it is going to make it so that teams will probably consider to save on the second round more often than they do now, which is currently never if you got that bomb plant on the pistol round. But wait, Valve aren't done with messing with the economy. On top of this, the M4a4 for the CTs is coming down $100 to $3,000, and again, the Incendiary, as already mentioned, goes from $600 to $500. So now the full buy for CTs who like to use the A4 has come down a full $200, which again doesn't sound like much, but that is the difference often between saving and buying in a round, especially with how constricted the economy already is for CTs. In my opinion, still not enough. Valve need to find a way to do what they can to eliminate the prevalence of CT side double saves. Double saves are the worst thing in Counter-Strike. You don't want them to happen unless something goes drastically wrong, and right now it takes very little for things to go drastically wrong and for you to be in that position as the CTs, and it can often mean the game being almost guaranteed loss on that half because there's so few opportunities to recover your economy after the fact. But anyways, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. It is a positive change, but just not enough. That's by far the biggest changes in this patch, so let's shotgun through the rest of them and get down to those Vertigo changes. Slight adjustments were made to the first-person camera movement. They added explicit switch hand left and switch hand right console commands. Deathmatch bonus weapons are now the same for all players regardless of loadout. Valve have introduced a new rental system. When players open a kilowatt case with a key, they will have the option to rent the entire kilowatt collection, excluding the rare special items, for a week instead of receiving an item from the collection. Equipped rented weapons will be replaced with the stock version of the weapon when the rental period expires, and rented weapons cannot be modified with any stickers, name tags, etc. traded or sold on the Steam community market. So basically now, for $2.50, instead of rolling the dice on that case and getting one item, you can for 7 days get access to the complete collection of skins, I guess, to try them out and see what you like, see what's going on before you make a decision to open any further cases. Pretty cool change. I don't really think people are going to do this that often because I'd rather just open the cases and take my chances, but being able to preview the skins and just like be able to have access to skins kind of for a lower price, it's cool. Even if it's a limited time thing, it's an option some people are probably going to take advantage of. It's a good change. Moving on to some HUD bug fixes. We fixed a bug where the MVP player name displayed incorrectly during bot takeover, fixed a bug where the refund all button in the buy menu would only refund a single flashbang grenade, fixed a bug where the escape menu scoreboard during end of match didn't match the tab scoreboard, fixed a bug where the lost bonus scoreboard tooltip would get stuck on screen after closing the scoreboard, blocking stranger Steam avatars will not block other user-generated content such as name tags and sticker placements. By the way, very underrated change here. You can now hide that guy who has the dick on his AK-47. And we all know there's much more unsavory things being put on weapons with stickers nowadays, so this is a great change for people who don't want to look at that shit. Moving on, we have Chicken Changes. Chickens now have a few new animations. They can now walk up hills, and most importantly, they can now turn right while walking. Oh my god. On the UI side, we got some various performance improvements to the warehouse main menu and item inspect background scenery. Good, that shit used to lag a lot. For true nerds like me, demos have received further changes. The demo playback timeline now shows indicators for kills and death events. Demo playback can now be toggled into a highlight mode which shows only kills and deaths for the active player. There are also various minor demo playback UI changes, and they fixed some crashes. Good job. And now, onto everyone's favorite map in the world, Vertigo. Vertigo has received a complete overhaul to the A bomb site. There is now a catwalk that goes alongside the A bomb site, which connects to the back site where the CTs come from spawn. They removed the connector between back of A and elevators. They opened up a passage between elevators and scaffolding, and they slightly tweaked the size of the bomb site A. They tweaked some of the spawn timings, and then changed the wingman layout to feature the new bomb site A changes. So what Valve are going for here is they want to clear up the fact that the A site narrows down into one choke point that gets too easily dominated by smokes, molotovs, and nades. There is so much focus right where you plant that if you can't get that control as the T's, you're often boxed out of the site entirely. it becomes a fortress for whatever team gains control. It's hard to retake, it's hard to take, and it's annoying to fight in the first place. So by opening up a flank through the elevators as well as around the backside of the bomb site through the scaffolding, this will give Ts and CTs more options to retake the site. Alongside this also opens up new opportunities for setups, as obviously this new corridor and elevators needs to be smoked off or guarded in some way, so we're going to see new and innovative setups for the A site as well. Will this move the needle on Vertigo? That remains to be seen. I think it's definitely going to change a lot about how the map is played, obviously, but it's still not a popular map that a lot of people in matchmaking specifically are going to avoid. I may give it a try. I'm typically a pro Vertigo ban player, but you know, we gotta see how it plays out, so we'll have to give it a try. Lastly, we got some bug fixes, some collision fixes for Baggage, Office, and Mirage. Go ahead and read that on screen. Other than that, that's it for the patch notes. Huge changes. Even though it feels like a small update, these things add up and they're going to change a lot about how we play the game. Economic changes for the T side specifically are going to affect buys all over the place. It's going to shift the pro meta quite a bit, I would say, and making the CT economy just a little bit more forgiving is a step in the right direction. Add on to that, great changes to Molotovs and Incendiaries. I think we're looking at a much healthier meta on the backside of this update, so I can't wait to play tonight on stream, where you can find me, twitch.tv/LionHeartZ1337, live later tonight, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Shout out to my channel members, Justin, Jesse, and Furley for keeping the lights on. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know how you feel about the patches in the comment down below, and I'll see you guys soon with another upload. Peace.